and felt like she did all that because it's a risk. It's a risk. And I guess what most women are saying that that's what they do all the time.
Let me see if we
It,
got comments. Go to the comments real quick. So I don't know if they was able to hear us. Hope you guys were able to hear us. Somebody's commented. Go to the comment up top. I don't think they was able to hear us.
okay.
That was muted. I hate
Yeah,
that.
hold on 1 second. I'm going to them.
I can't hear. Is that me? Okay. Yeah, it was. We were muted.
Okay.
All
Can
right.
you hear us
So,
now?
all
I
right.
hope you can hear
So,
us now.
okay. We're sorry, guys. We'll probably try to edit and put this out there. We just, you know. Anyway, so today we're talking about welcome you guys. So the guys who have joined in and logged out because you can hear us. Hey, Money.
Hey, Money.
Now you can hear. Thank you. Yeah, we were muted on this side. Thank you. So we were talking about the same thing we were talking about last week with Tyler Perry. Go ahead.
So what we was talking about last week is that we talked about what are women checking for, and this is part 2. The women chimed in and was letting us know that Tyler Perry made a statement. Basically, if you have a guy or black women specifically, he was saying
Specifically,
okay, to I'm going to say that he wanted us to basically connotations. I'm going to say lower your standards a bit, and if that's all he can do is pay the light bill, you should be okay with it. Right. That's pretty much what he was saying. And now bringing us a week later, you know, all the comments are flowing in. The black women are giving him backlash. And I was just saying that recently, before we just came on, I was just checking and I read what Tyler Perry was said. And he was saying that, you know, everybody is talking about it, whatever, but he really, you know, he stand by what he said. That he feels that if you are more than he said, over half of black women now are making more money, and the men that they are wanting does not. So with that, he's saying that if you want a guy, doesn't mean because he don't make the same money that you make that he's not a good guy. If all he can pay for is just a light bill and you paying all the other bills, you should be okay with it. It's really, you know, something that you shouldn't just turn your back on, because that may be something that he's just doing right now. Now, Sip weighed in and he gave his opinion from last week. He said he has the same stance, is that it depends on the people. It depends on the woman and the man, and the woman what she's doing for him. However, you also stated, Sip, that you feel that some women can invest in a man. Some women are investing. Look at that man as you invest in him, that they're going to get some type of reward or from that, you know, from not so much as a reward. I'll let you say your words.
Yeah. So the concept is the women are looking at men. The men that they want don't have the money. That's not the one they do have. They do have the money. So the men they want do make the money, but they may not necessarily be available to them. They may already be married, or maybe some super bachelors. Most guys that are successful, especially in the climate in which we live, unless they've been married already prior to their successes, like a LeBron James or some people like that, if they have not been married prior to these huge successes, then chances are they may or may not get married. But either way, those guys are probably slim, far and few between. So if there's a guy that actually cares about you, that wants you, that loves you, that would like to do whatever you would make to please you, make you happy, and they may not make as much money as you, then Tyler Perry obviously is saying, you know, rock with somebody who rocks with you, who loves you. And like I was saying, consequently, if it's a person that you are dating or seeing as a woman, you're seeing a guy that you're dating him, it can be considered as an investment. And I was basically saying that it doesn't necessarily have to be like an investment, like, okay, I'm gonna give you this money and then I'm gonna get a return. It's more like I'm looking at you and I see the value in you. I don't want to say potential as much. That's what I was saying earlier when Mike was muted. It's more value in the person, where you can see that they can take something and make something out of it. So you give them $500 and they can make $10,000 out of it. They just need the $500 start. They need to believe in the belief and the push. So I think that it should be more or less women looking to invest, if that be the case. But don't turn your nose up at them because they don't make as much as you. And then sometimes, you know, just something more than nothing is way more than you had before. So, and that's how I look at it. And it's not necessarily settling if the pool is there. You know, settling is if I have all these options and all these wonderful things are available to me, and I'm going to settle for this. I don't want to walk another step to get to all the goodness of it. It's not like you settling when that's all that's there. You know what I mean? I'm not a hungry man, a starving person, or a homeless person isn't settling for a tent. That's what they got. It's like, oh, well, I could have got, well, not really, because you're homeless. You don't have a home. So I come and bring you burgers and you say, no, I really want some Maxwell. Yeah, you know, I ain't got nothing, but I need you to give me what I want. And so, in that regard, I don't think it's settling. I think it's what the landscape is. Now, somebody did say last week, what about dating other races? What do you say to that?
Um, well, I'm gonna get to the point where I figure the women were wanting to say, I'm gonna respond to what I was saying, what you said about investing. Most of the women that also were saying that that's what they do all the time. Like women feel that they self sabotage themselves or they self sacrifice and they give these things to these guys and then they don't show up the way that you're saying, Sip, that they can or that could be an investment. I personally feel like it's a risk no matter which way you go because you can do all that and still, you're really not going to know at all. You want to hope that when you start off, it's literally no guarantee with anyone.
Even if they got money, though, I mean, you can
That's
go
what
and
I'm
get
saying. It
it.
doesn't matter. So if you're saying that, hey, but I guess some women are saying that I'd rather take my chance on a guy that got money, which is chasing the bag,
Right.
versus me dealing with a guy that don't.
Right,
At
right,
least that's how they looking at. That's the part where they're getting a return on the investment from their bodies to their time. That's what they saying, that they feel like at least I'm getting that because he can buy me this and buy me that.
Mm.
At the end of the day, I mean, this is just a Kimmy Kim quote. What I'm saying for myself, and I just feel like that um, it is up to the individual. A woman can be of value and a man can be of value, and I feel like it's up to the individual to make that decision if you're going to put all that into that person. And you hoping and praying that they recognize it, see it, know it, all that, and actually be there. But I'm not against being a team. And that is, being a team means that sometimes one of us gonna have to carry the torch, even when you don't feel like it, even when you don't see. I feel like majority of men, to me, I'm not gonna say a real man. I'm gonna say a man. Period, will make a way out of no way. And I've seen men be treated like king and they don't have a job, and it's not because his lack of potential. He could have gotten hurt. He could have got he could have went away. You know what I'm saying? It's so many different things and variables to that. It's really up to the person. And what I think women are really saying, Sip, is that they're tired of doing this other sacrifice for a man and he's not showing up to be what they want. So how do we navigate to that to get the man you want? It's not so much as selling for a man based on his financial status, but if that's all you checking for, sis, then that's all you're gonna get anyway. At the end of the day, because he can be up today, down tomorrow. There's no guarantee with anybody, but just like you. So the question was asked, I saw on one particular show, was that, well, should I be checking for the woman? Should a woman have what I want? Meaning that if I make $400,000 a year, should she make $400,000 a year? I mean, so it's not just I know what Tyler Perry said, and it's talked about because it's Tyler Perry saying it, but it is for everyone, even if it's a man. If he said most men are not walking around. It's usually if she come with the things that he like, from a body to a look or something that he can get on from. If he's good, he's good, but he's not checking for her credit or her, how much money she make. But that is what a lot of women are doing. If he don't got this and he don't got this, and it doesn't really matter if it's legal or not. It's just, if he got that, we're good. So I don't know. I think that everyone need to decide and make a decision about what you want as a woman. I think you need to do what I love to say all the time is inventory check about yourself, about who you going to um, be with in a way, or share with. But what Sip is saying, and Tyler is saying, that the pool, is not as full of men that basically got that bag. You know what I mean? A lot of men just not making that much money like a woman is nowadays.
Yeah, I think it's just the ratios are. So it's not like it's such a big disparity with men versus women. And I think that was a thing for years, like the last maybe decade or two, where there's so many women and there's not these many men to match whatever. It's not so much that, it's just the success levels that black women have accomplished has actually surpassed most other female demographics. All the other women in the country and the world. Black American women have surpassed them educationally and financially. And so, and subsequently, the black men we've done the opposite. So we've kind of done it a little bit the opposite. Women have won up, black men have gone down as far as successes and finances and things of that nature. Overall, not everybody, but just kind of if you look at it marginally, if you look at it overall, the men for the most part, at least on paper, are not making as much. And there's some variables with that too, because a lot of guys are avoiding child support and all that. That's a whole nother game we can get into with that, another conversation rather. But for the most part, the women are making more money. So those guys that in that same pool, the same bracket, it's not as many men as there are women that make that kind of money. So the kind of guys that they would want to make the kind of money may not necessarily be available to them. He is available to everybody. Guys, community dick. You know what I'm saying? He's for the streets, as they would say. I'm just saying, and that's what and they don't necessarily want that. That's what I was told. I heard that before from other people, but it's like they for the streets. So now you got this guy that that's not necessarily at your bracket, but he likes you. You know, he wants to be involved with you. He's like, look, whatever I could do. He may make a quarter of what you make, a half of what you make, three quarters of what you make, a third, whatever, two thirds, whatever it is. He doesn't make as much as you make, but he wants you and he's invested in you. And one of the things that we're going to talk about, and we're going to get this later in the show, we're going to talk about the new program that we brought on. I'm proud to talk about it. We're going to talk about it later. But what we want to go to is getting down to the root of who we are as people. What do you really want? What makes the most sense? What do you consider as valuable? And a lot of times we do look at money because money answereth all things. If you got money, you can do a lot of shit. You can go to the moon. I mean, niggas, there's some people that went to the bottom of the ocean. They didn't come back, but they headed their way. They had money. Okay. You got enough money to kill yourself. Okay. So it's people that got money. So money can do a lot of things. Okay. But money doesn't necessarily mean you're fulfilled. I remember a basketball player was talking about he had so much money and he had got done playing basketball. He was retired. And since he was like 9 or 10 years old, he'd been playing basketball his entire life. And he got to the point where he was basically forced out of the NBA because of his injuries. He wasn't forced out, but he couldn't keep playing. And he said he was cool that summer. He said, but when that fall started to call, he said he was lost. He would have to take a drive all day, just drive 4 or 6 hours just to kind of like, he felt there's like the fall air. He smelled it. It was basketball. He just he didn't have anything to do. And he said he had money. He was doing stuff. He said, but it just didn't matter. He just went and got another car, drove for 8 or 10 hours, driving around the country, trying to come back be gone for the day. Like he would be gone to play basketball. Normally they go on training camps, all that kind of stuff. So he just had to drive and go places. He said he had got one car. He just felt unfulfilled. And so what is it about us that makes you fulfilled? And like you said, women, are you checking for that bag? Okay, cool. But what makes you more fulfilled? What do you need to make you more fulfilled?
I don't know what every woman would say, but I know that a lot of women would say is that they want to be protected and provided for. I'm gonna go to a comment. The comment says, Mitchell said, I didn't know that I needed an emotional, available man more than anything else. This conversation is so deep. And that's pretty much where I was going to go in my statement, Money. I feel like that a lot of times, I'm trying to find the right words because it can get real. It can get really real when, and Money, I feel you when I say that, because you can have all the money in the world. You can buy me everything I ever wanted or didn't have. But the way I am loved by you, taken care of by you, by the things that come out your mouth and what you pour into me is what make me stand tall each and every day. Because right now, everything on all these social medias, everybody looking, they see, oh, he loves her so much because he buy her this and he buy her that. And some women are literally getting their ass whipped behind and off camera. And it doesn't show up like that, right? But just honing in, I just want to talk to my sisters just for a minute. Just for a minute. What are you really looking for? Because a lot of things is based on things that you didn't have. Another comment, Nikisha says, exactly, money does not bring fulfillment. Absolutely. It doesn't. I mean, just like Sid was saying, people that got money is doing stupid shit that is literally, you know what I'm saying, just to get some type of fulfillment. But sis, when you can figure out what you want yourself, it makes a big difference. Money says, you can go ahead. You can be broke as long as you mostly fearless. And at the end of the day, you can't fear being broke. And what does being broke mean? Because a lot of us are truly broken inside that don't have nothing to do with the money at all. Don't have to nothing to even to do with a man. See, when you know what you want and who you are and what you need, then that man show up for you and he meets you right there. Your energy does not need to be matched with someone that is not on your same level. It has to be matched sometimes beyond you. A lot of times we can't see what we really want because we haven't thought about it. We haven't thought about what our really true wants are. We just go by what somebody say, or we go by what something is projected to be. But I think a lot of men are based on what they were taught or what they experience is that I have a lot of money, then the women come. So that's how they showing up. And then a lot of guys nowadays, they're not even doing that. They don't have to. It's a lot of women that got a lot of money that's doing things for guys and he's taking care of them in every which way. Those are the women that feel like they are sacrificing and they are doing all things for a man. It doesn't matter if he laying it down in a bed or he's being loyal and all that. It's like he's still not taking care of them. So I don't know, so being a man and you're knowing what that's like to be that priest, providing protector, I think that's where the women are kind of stuck at. Like, what is it that part, that providing me part? Have you've known this all your life? Friends, through everybody say, if I don't have this bag, then I can't, I ain't gonna get a woman. But if I have this bag, all these women gonna come. So what's wrong? What's that pool of women that are coming for that?
So I think I want to try to, and this is like I said, I was trying to do a precursor to what we're going to be talking about a little later in this segment about what we got coming up, but going into the profess, provide, and protect aspect of it. But here's the thing with that. I think that concept of money over everything, and the concept you got to have we can't ignore that that's important. We can't ignore that finances. Let's say romance without finances, old school saying. Romance without finances, is a new sense, is what they would say. But we can't ignore how important money is. But it does come with certain things. So let's just say, for example, a woman or a male. Let's look at it from the male's perspective. I got money, all right, and I'm successful. So I come with maybe some sort of narcissistic behaviors. Listen, come here, come here. I need you to go ahead and do this, that, and the other. Let me go ahead and give you this. I'm paying you, and I need you to do this, that, and the other. I now have control over what you do, what you wear, how you respond, how you act, what you wearing outside. What's that? Take that off. No, 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 no. Come here. Take that off. Put this on, this, that, and the other. I'll be back. You just wait on me. I'll be back. And I'm gonna go get you this $10,000 put in your account. Just be. And then I come in, I pull up. I got two other girls with me. Oh, what's going on? Oh yeah, baby, these are my friends. We just hanging out and stuff like that. Yeah, but let me go ahead and give you this money, and that's control. Or let's say in another aspect, when a woman looks for a guy that's looking for that has that kind of, or one person that has like the money or whatever. Again, now you got a guy that's telling you from their standpoint what you can and can't do, or talking to you any kind of crazy. Like Monty was saying earlier, a person that's an emotionally available man. So you got a guy that's got this bag, but he got the money. You able to buy these purses. Once you got money, and you're doing things. But what about that time you just want to talk about what happened to your uncle? Your uncle passed away, and he sent flowers and everything to the funeral and all that kind of stuff. But you just like, man, this is my uncle. He basically raised me, and I miss him. I didn't realize how much I miss him. I hadn't talked to him the last couple of years, and blah blah blah. And he's like, "Wow, man, that's messed up." Yeah, I went ahead and sent them the money for that. You know what I'm saying? We get up out of here. And now you like, but to it ain't about the money. Thanks for the flowers. You took me to dinner, but I want to talk about things that I was not able to express to anybody because this uncle was somebody that basically raised me. So you got that kind of situation. They're not emotionally available to you, or they're not interested. There are men that, and we said this before last year on one of our shows. We were saying there are men who look at women as for their sexual pleasures. They're not interested in what you have to say or think. They're not trying to conceptualize your ideas for a business opportunity. They want you to cook for them and freak them and look good for them on their arm when they go out. All this other stuff you're trying to. So a man that has that kind of money and power could possibly doesn't mean that that's the case, but it could could possibly mean that why do I'm giving you what you need? Why do I need to be? Why you want me to hold you and cuddle with you? You better take that Birkin bag and be quiet. I'm about to fly out here and I'm going to go to this Miami Heat game. And in Miami, he playing LA Lakers. And I'm going to Lakers back to back. I'm going to LA, then going to Miami. You understand what I'm saying? But I like this question, the statement. Women struggle with with comparison trauma. Comparison is the thief of joy. Yes, 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 yes. Comparison, comparing what this person has and I don't have. This girl over here, her man doing this and man doing again. You don't know what the hell they doing behind closed doors. He can be beating the dog shit out of. We don't know, but all you know is you saw her with a uh, new Porsche, whatever, or so I don't know the latest cars or whatever they got. You know what I'm saying? And they got she got this really nice canary yellow diamond, or she's went to these. She's on two. Seeing Beyonce out in Europe somewhere for 8 days. You know what I'm saying? My girl, her man sending all type of stuff, but she don't know what kind of hell she got to do to get through that.
I think a lot of women is like that. Like we just like we looking at them and we seeing that they got all this and that, but they guy's a serial cheater or she forever in something. She's constantly facing things. I mean, it's crazy. So we just don't know. But I think what we're trying to talk about on the show is that we want to make sure that you are checking for the right things in a man. And I think what I'm hearing from the comments is, the emotional part of it. And then so what you're saying is that how a guy show up. But I want to say a lot of guys also think or were taught or they seen that that's the way they need to be as well. Most of them do not even know how, period, to okay, if I'm giving her this money, then she should be happy. She should be good. Well, I go to work and I come home. I mean, she should be happy. She should be good. But and some women, that's it. I'm doing this. He ain't going nowhere because I do this, that, and the other. And sis, it don't mean nothing. That don't mean anything to him. So what I'm saying is I think on both parties, you need to be checking for what the man is actually looking for, who you involve with, because they have a different way of looking at things. They have a different way of seeing things too. Because comparing someone to someone else, you don't really know the real story. You can see surface, but you'll never know the real story. You'll never know the real story why they makeup is that way. There's a reason. Now, if you took time, and that's why I would say there's value in that person, then that's the person who I'm checking for. Then to me, there's no comparison when you got that kind of person. Because that's not in the pool. They're not checking for you. I heard something recently that was said that going through some things in their life. A woman said this. I was going through things in my life, but that man made her feel a certain kind of way that he was not checking for her. Like, like whatever, like he don't care, like he just blew off, which is hurtful. And I know most of y'all women have felt that before in your life. And she was saying that the love that she had from her family, that knowing that they checking for her, that she okay, she all right. I felt that because that's not something growing up the way I did. I didn't have that. I want to make sure y'all can hear us. Can you hear us?
I can hear us now. I can hear us now. So keep going.
Okay. So I wanted to make sure that everybody can hear us because I think we just lost a little power. But everybody was checking when a woman is saying that when you got that kind of support system, when you got a woman that, or you have that kind of family when you're going through stuff, if you can't hear me, say something because I don't want to keep talking. Can you hear me? I want to make sure that y'all can hear me.
Well, it should be right here.
They should, but it's the mute was down.
No, that's just the sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can hear me? Mm-hmm. See, if they can hear me. Can you hear us?
I think they can hear us. Okay. If you can hear us, let us know.
Please let us know if you can hear us.
Yeah.
Oh, she said yes. Okay. So with the support system, what I'm saying is that when you have a support system and you got somebody, as you would say, checking for you, love you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Money said I'm baking a cake. Listen, so when you got somebody checking for you, okay, that support system means everything. That's what I'm saying. When it's so powerful the way a man can pour into a woman. I mean, I don't care how bad she looked from her hair, her nails, or nothing getting done. The things he say when he's that guy, it changes everything. It does, and it's so powerful what a woman can say to a man, what he says, and how he and what she says to him. I mean, he sticks his chest out, and I'll tell you, when he go and take his throne, he own it. You hear me? So we always say, I know I've said it, I heard Sip say it as well. We're stronger together than apart. And a lot of times you hear that in friends, and I mean, you hear that in family, but that statement should rock, really in friends and every relationship, because I think that's the way you can get everything you need. Because sometimes things be happening, we don't even know we need them. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want. This is what you think you want. But some things show up in your life. A lot of things, I can say, showed up in your life. You didn't know that you needed.
Right. We're going to put that over. So, we're going to be talking about some things in the next. I think we're in the second half of this time. We're going to be on here. We want to thank you guys for following us. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share our content. I thought our cash app ain't up there. I don't know what happened. We got to clean that up. But we got some new stuff that's coming up, and we can go into it in a minute. But I'm happy about the fact that we just launched our new not-for-profit, a new organization where we're going to be. I thought it was on the internet, or it wasn't on at all.
Okay, good.
Oh, and then the organization is called BPEP, Black Prism Evolution Project. Black Prism Evolution Project. We have a location. We will be doing all type of programs. A lot of it is going to be centered around our children in the community, and the reentry program for people who have been formerly incarcerated.
Yes.
People who are looking at facing time or whatever legal issues. We have a network we're building to kind of get them to bridge the gap between, being not getting that case where they don't have to go away, and then when they get out, what do they do then? That's a big deal with a lot of our people in our community.
Yes, it is.
And then just and really empowerment. So our basis of our program is from the root to the fruit. So we want to talk about those things because it brought us to the point we're talking about now, where when women have to be the what we call, if you're in the church realm, we say priest, provider, protector. Okay. But in the regular world, we say profess, provider, protector. The three pros, right? Profess means you're speaking things, you're kind of setting the standard, you're setting the bar for your family. So usually that role is probably the husband, for the most part, of the man, the quote unquote, if we want to get into gender roles, so to speak. But the priest, for the most part, kind of speaks what they say in the family level is going to be. So we're going to get into that and talk about that kind of thing in our program. Mm-hmm. We're going to get into the depths of who a person is and what you're about, and what's the core of you. What are your core values, and how does that translate to your life? How does it translate to your love life? How does it translate to your families, the people that you are involved and you're barking in? I did a message Sunday that was a recap of something we did a year ago on our live show. Awesome. Talking about the differences between relatives and family, and then bridging the gap between being a relative and being family members, and understanding that even though you might be family, you might not necessarily be blood related. So we're going to get into understanding what's most important to you as it relates to your family, not the money. Now, I don't want to trip on the money. Money is important. I don't want to act like that's not important. I'm not telling anybody for one moment, like, yo, forget the bag. It ain't that important. You get you a broke nigga or a broke woman, or get somebody. I'm not advocating that. We're just saying, as Tyler Perry was saying, yo, if the men you run into has been hot garbage because they got 35 women that's all checking for them because they make money like you, and then they know that they boys, it ain't a whole bunch of them doing it. It's only 5 niggas in Atlanta, 6 people in Chicago, 4 in Detroit, 3 in LA. They know they got the move. So they're like, look, you can move around. I got that bag, and everybody checking for me. So now you're saying this guy got a run of the mill. So these guys over here, they love me. He just ain't got that bag right now. But he like me. He want a lot of my attention. He's checking for me.
But you don't think, Sip, that's selling? That's what I think I want to hear you break down. Because women think that's selling. A lot of women think that. That's what they were saying on our show last week. They think that's selling.
Well, okay. So let's just say this.
Okay.
My question is, let's do a poll. I don't know how I'm going to do this. This is why I'm going to, need some assistance with this. I want to do a poll. How many women in America have the same problem?
No, I don't think we need a poll for it, but okay. You're right.
No, I want to finish before you do that. Okay. No, I'm saying,
How many people have the same problem? If people in the country have the same problem, it's like a broken record. So my thing is that how are you settling when what is there is there? Like settling again is if you have options. It's like I'm settling for less than what is actually available for me. Maybe I got to go a step further. But if it's not available to you, how are you settling?
But do Tyler Perry, is he saying that it's not available, or he's saying it's not available as much, and therefore the pool is? So I don't think he was saying, because there's a lot of dope guys out there.
What I'm saying is that how many? That's why I went to that poll. How many people have the same question? And more often than not, let's just say the women that are asking these questions are all women who are making 6 figures. They want a guy like that. Most of those women have the same statement that Chicago, Atlanta, LA, New York, wherever. They all saying the same story. 80% of them saying the same story. Like, man, these guys, blah, 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 blah. You know what? I'm going to do something else. You settling. Well, I'm trying to understand. I really want to dissect it. How are you really settling if that's is what you have, is what is available, is what's available? If that's all that's there. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just asking.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not advocating for mediocrity.
Okay.
I'm not saying we should go for simple-mindedness, low frequency shit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go out of your way and let somebody fugazi be the priest, provider, protector of your life, the world of you be your world, and tell you what you should and shouldn't do. I would not even remotely close to even put my mouth to saying something like that. Yeah. But if that's what's out there, why we act like it ain't? So I saw a video earlier, and this lady was saying something about she was out in the streets talking to these guys. And she was saying that if you got a real woman, the guy was like, real women, some women don't know how to deal with a real man because a real man is going to be intellectually aggressive.
Okay.
And say stuff like, listen, baby, I don't like you out here wearing this stuff out in these streets, and blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? That's a real man.
That's a real man.
A real man saying, I don't want you to look like a hoe, basically.
Oh.
Like, you out here look like a hoe. And they were saying that some men, they weak. They let the women just do whatever because they're weak. They're some weak-minded man. The women don't want to deal with a real strong man, a real alpha man, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, because she can't take it, right? She can't take it.
She want to be the man.
Oh.
So I'm like, wow, that kind of got a little, like I say. Now, people, I'm a person, because of the way I think of stuff, I'm never a hard left, hard right. And some people may say you just kind of, I'm not, I don't think that things are just one way. I don't think it's just one way. I think there's more things to it than what we may want to admit. It's more things to it. There's more variables to it,
Okay.
We kind of get on now. Allow. See how it goes. All right, guys, we're about to log in real quick. Stop, Cam. That's the only thing you need to worry about, yo. You got to do none of that other stuff. Oh, they want you to do. Don't you do that? Okay, we sorry. My bad. Producer, you're getting me cracking.
Keep going.
Getting me cracking. We trying to get, but so again, so that conversation came up. So I'm like in the middle of that. Where I think that a man should have something. If he has an opinion about what his girl should have on, if that's their relationship, cool. If that's their relationship, enter studio. At the stage. All right. There you ready?
There we go. So we back. We back on there. There we go. It might sound a little bit more better. I don't know if it does or doesn't. It might sound a little bit more better. A little bit more better.
All right.
How you feel? You good? All right, there we go. We're back in the groove of things. Got to put it back on. There you go. You want to put it back on? You ready? There you go.
Okay.
There we go. We're just doing our little technical difficulty things, getting it out the way. But so that happened on the video. So I want to move past that. So what are you checking for? I would hope that you would be checking for more than just a bag. I think there's a balance to it. You want a little bit of both. You wanted somebody who has some establishment, because now I will say this, a man that has it together. So we say a bag could vary for certain different people. Some people just may want to have it. They may not necessarily want you to change their life. They just want to make sure you good, because I will say this and I personally can attest to this, and most men can. If they're not financially stable, a lot of times that could possibly make them emotionally unstable. It affects their confidence, because if you were bred to be a priest or a professor, provider, and protector, and one of the biggest things that creates the provision and the protection, it's hard for you to profess anything. You know, you ain't bringing nothing to the table. You ain't got your shit together. Lower your motherfucking voice. Who you finna tell what we finna be about? We gonna move over his town, this suburb. We gonna move in this area. We gonna buy these buildings. Who money? Just think about that. I'm coming to you, Kimmy, and you, Kim. This is we finna be on. Okay. I know one thing for sure, and two things for certain. We finna go over here and buy and moving on up. We gonna go over here. You be like, okay, well, listen. The way my bank account is set up, you telling me what we finna do, but you relying on me to do it. And so, in order for a person to be that effective priest, provider, protector, they have to bring something to the table. So you kind of want a guy that's got something going on, so he can feel good about who he is, so you guys can be emotionally connected to some degree. I think this has some relevance. Well, you want to read that?
I'm gonna respond, and then I'm gonna read Monty's. I think that what you're saying, we're gonna do another show about just what he just said coming up next Saturday. Please tune in. And that is about how a man feels about a woman making more money than him. Not so much what a woman is checking for, but just want to hear from the brothers. It's where they can say what they feel. Okay, now going to that, Money says, I can only speak for myself. I don't care if I'm the only one making money and paying bills. My husband don't like that because of his manhood healing. So I encourage him to provide in that way. But I was raised very, very differently. My mom worked consistently and she never complained. But the things I need to feel safe as a loving father to our sons. I need encouragement and correction. I need love and attention. There's many ways we provide. Our worth is limited when we prioritize the bag. When I tell you, if I wish I could scream through this thing right now and tell you that you are tremendously speaking nothing but truth. That is so truth. I think not so much as what the woman is checking for. I think that the man can provide all the money he wants. I know, and I'm gonna go a little personal real quick and say that I know a couple of people that I know that really truly got that bag. And I mean like got that bag, but they are so disengaging and they are so unemotional and they are just miserable. And it's sad because what we all think, like, if you got the money, we could buy this, we can buy that, we can have this. But I think in a relationship with anyone, you need to find out what makes that woman tick. You need to find out what makes that guy tick. And I'm going to tell y'all, sis and bros, it's not that easy. It's not easy. But like I say, if you get in a ring and you don't get out, then you can actually win. But at the end of the day, you need to know what you're really looking for you, not what everybody else, all these options, because it's always going to be options. It is. It's going to always be options, but that don't mean you're going to reach them in your lifetime. I think people come in everybody's life for a reason. Most of the time they leave too damn fast before you realize what they came for. And I'm just saying, if you that woman and you got to have a man to do all that, and if that's all that you want, he don't have to hug you, cuddle you, do anything like that. He ain't got to be, I like it, but I don't like it. If you cool with that, then hey, you get nothing from no one else. No one should judge you. But if you like a woman like myself and money, and we're saying that I need my nigga to show up. I need to know what it feel like that I am loved and taken care of in a way of that don't have to do with money. Because if I can buy and because I do, Kim handle her own. But at the same time, I still need to be able to have a man that I can look at and say that he got me. And I ain't talking about what he can provide and buy me. I'm talking about he got me emotionally. That, to me, is what's going to keep us sustained and maintained in this crazy ass world. And so, because that money can go away and the material things don't last. But the relationship, or when you got somebody to wipe your ass, that lasts. Or when you ain't got that money no more and she coming through, you know what I'm saying? Like she your damn mama. Now, I know it affects every man's manhood. Sip and I've had this conversation lots of times, and it does. So we got to give them room, ladies. You can't, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you can't grow a penis. You got to let them have it. But at the same time, men, You got to show up and you got to give it too. Because it's not, I'm not, if you got that kind of woman, then you blessed beyond measure. If you got that kind of woman, that's not, because as you say, Sip, the pool ain't really like that. Most women is checking for them to have a bag. But if you got a woman that ain't checking for your bag, and all she really wants is your time and your attention and your emotion and to know that she okay, then you might want to wrap your arms around that, because that's what we're made for. So if that's, I feel like everybody need to check what they want for themselves. And I feel like a lot of times it's not happening that way. And people are giving you giving me something that another woman might want, or I'm giving you something that another man might want. So you know what I'm saying? So I figure in those places and times in those relationships, I'm just saying, check who you with.
I think that there's generational differences also. I think the way that we live now, the way what we're seeing right now, a lot of people are affected by what we see. And I'm gonna sound like an old guy when I say this, but the social media does play a huge part in our psychology, in our subconscious. It plays a huge part. One being the fact that what we see on social media is what we feel we need to have. So let's go with the people. I'm just saying Generation Z or whomever, and the millennials. I don't know. Y'all can forgive me if I'm wrong, but how I see it, I watch a lot of these shows. It's on my YouTube where they do a lot of the gold digger pranks, and it's one of the all the different spin-off shows like gold digger pranks, all these other interviews, and the money guys, all this other stuff. So these guys, they young guys, they do these old things. They ask these girls. I told you the other day, last week we talked about it. They ask these girls, "Hey, how you doing, mom?" Blah blah. This girl, and she's some thick girl walking down the street. And he says something to him, she like blow him off, right? And then she like, oh, okay, it's cool, man. You real bogus, right? She just kind of seeming kind of mean. He goes to the car and he starts up some little $200,000 car. She come back to him like, you know what? You is cute, that kind of thing. Oh, well, you wasn't doing it before, blah, blah, blah. So now you got these two things happening. One, the guys that are vice versa, the women are checking for the men with the bag because the men in the bag can get them what they want, the booties and the butts and all the bags and stuff like that. And the guys want the girls to look like that. So it's like this a recycle thing. It's like an exchange, a weird exchange where the guys, the women that they want, the women look like that kind of way. And those are women that want the bag. You see what I'm saying? The women that they want because what you seeing, those women want the guys the bag. The guys the bag, and vice versa. It's like the guys the bag, they want the women that look like that. It's like they got this whole thing that's like back and forth, back and forth. They want them, and it's all superficial. Nobody knows nothing. And then the whole thing is like, first of all, these guys playing this little misogynistic ass prank was crazy. That's number one. Number two, but they doing it. Number two, when they get in the conversation with the women, they're like, well, let's go shopping and stuff like that. To me, that's like you just said, you got a person that's like straight superficial, don't even know your name. They talking about buying stuff. Like you said, that bag, somebody steal that bag, it burns. After a year, 6 months, it ain't worth it, whatever the case may be. What do you have? You have nothing to talk about that. That big butt, that big car, all these things just kind of superficial. We don't really have anything. And I think that's social media stigma that you got to look a certain way. You got to have these guys showing off all these jewelry, these stacks of money. They still doing it. I thought they would stop doing it. They still do that sometimes, a lot of times. They ice out this, ice out that. And these cars is a big thing. Where they taking these trips, it's like everybody's falling in love with that stuff. That part is what's crazy. I'm sorry. So I don't know. I just I want to be able to move past those type of moments. I want to build to get into the core of who we are. People getting to love and learn what it's like to be with a person who genuinely cares about them or has a genuine interest in them, who cares about their well-being, what you're gonna be like tomorrow, how you gonna look tomorrow, how you gonna, how you feeling, what's going on with you. I think that's important, and more so than anything else. Is that person down for you? If something were to happen to your family members, do they care? Do they have an encouraging word? Sometimes you just need to have a conversation to walk through certain things. Like I got some I'm trying to work through, and I need to bounce this off of you. And I need you to give me the straight up, the skinny, the whole nine. And I need you to not be biased or jealous, or not jealous or envious, or what do you call it, or judgmental. I want you to kind of accept what I'm saying. I need you to kind of just rock with me and give me the real. And so sometimes having a person like that is more important than checking for that bag. And some of that stuff, having a relationship we talked about before, is bigger than having money, because a relationship can go further than money can go.
Yep, I 100% agree. So we coming to the end of our show, and I want to let Sip, we could talk about our new program. He's been hitting it throughout our show. but I think we want to let you guys know what we've been up to, what we're doing currently right now. So as you can see, SIP is definitely back in the building. So we're coming back to y'all on Saturdays again, doing our lives. In the meantime, throughout the week, you probably check us out on Motivation Monday. You probably check us out also on Therapy Thursdays. We got our characters going. We got some characters that we probably be bringing back to life. Y'all probably be seeing us doing, which is Evangelist Levon and Bishop Peter. We'll be doing that character where we actually bringing y'all some love. Every time you see Mitchell&Mitchell, Sip and Spill, and Sip and I get on here, we like to give you the comedy, the love, and the real at the same time. And that's what our show is literally about. And if you are looking for us, you'll see we'll be putting up on YouTube, Facebook group, if you haven't seen it already. And that is our new logo, letting you know what we're doing and all our handles and what we do. We are also coming up, we'll be hosting out in Atlanta. We're going to be hosting a film debut, and that is just awesome. That we'll be with all the Black actors and actresses. So you'll catch Mitchell&Mitchell doing that. You can check us out at the end of October. We'll be doing that live.
I see this headphone up here.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. So don't look at it, y'all. Let me tell you, because Sip noticed everything. I did that on purpose.
Looks so funny. Like something's wrong with your head. Okay. Like you're sick.
So this the kind of stuff. Okay. So then also we gonna have Black Kitchen coming up with Black Smoke in Miami. We're gonna be live doing that in November. And in between time, this is coming up for October 9th. Your girl, Kimmy Kim, aka Spill, has been nominated to be the voted Fabulous Over 40. I know you all have seen that going around. I was nominated last year, this year, and it goes out October 9th. So yes, I'm looking for all the love of the Mitchell&Mitchell Sip and Spill to get behind me on this. This is something that will be a win-win for us all. We're talking about Cancer Month. So we will be doing also an event in the month of October for that as well. So I'll be dropping all that as we're talking and coming up with our different shows, what we're going to be doing.
Okay, so coming up, what we got established is a company called, is our organization called Black Prism Evolution Project. It's a new project geared toward our community. We're going to be focused from everything from the root to the fruit, meaning everything, body, soul, and spirit. We're going to be doing all those things. If you need us, we're also embarking upon our life coaching, which Kim is doing our life coaching and our motivational speaking. You're going to find us doing that. We have a center that we've now created, or a platform where you're going to be able to do our webinars and things of that nature. If you need us for motivational speaking, if you need us to host an event, we are hosts. So we'll host your event for you. We can bring music, the whole nine. We get DJs or whatever. We'll host your event, and whether it's a more spiritual thing or it's a more of a party atmosphere, either way, we are hosting your events. In the near future, we'll be able to even perform weddings. So that'll be something we'll be doing. So what we do in Mitchell&Mitchell Sip and Spill, and what we doing with BPEP is what it's called. BPEP, like be peppered up. So BPEP is the acronym for what we're doing. And we're going to be working in that field, helping people to get reacclimated to society if they had any type of felonies or backgrounds. Getting food, obviously, things of that nature. Getting educated in the trade, because a lot of people don't understand that you can make a lot of money in the trades. For everybody that retires, for every 50 guys that retire from the trades, I'm talking about electrical, plumbing, all that stuff that people think, I don't want to work hard, hurt my hands and all that kind of stuff. For every 50 guys that retire, they're replaced by like maybe 3 to 5 people, maybe 7. So it's a lot of work out there. These guys are averaging 6 figures, and it's not hard work. Some is a little hard work, but it's not too hard. And the benefits are ridiculous. So we're going to implement that, teaching and educating and getting people in a position to make a good, honest living for their entire lives. That's one thing. The other thing is looking at our young men and our young women. We got programs set up from them. As I said, from the root to the fruit. We're going to talk about that. We're not at the, we haven't been released.
Yes.
So when we go to BPEP, also with BPEP, there's another tier of things that we're going to be doing as relates to what we would call our version of ministry, so to speak. Yes. And so because of the things that we're working on in the near future, you're going to see me change now. Now I'm changing. If you notice, the voice is changing.
Yes, you are.
So the voice is changing.
Here you come.
And as you notice, as we evolve, we're going to be going to another level. We're going to be talking about it. So we haven't been released just yet.
All right.
To tell you about what the other things that God has put up on our spirits.
Come on now.
To talk about. This is Bishop Peter, in case y'all don't know. We have not been released by God to tell you what those things will be. But right now, I'm telling you right now that BPEP is on the way. BPEP is in the house.
Already in the
Mitchell
making.
and Mitchell Sip and Spill is in the building. God damn it! I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. So what we're doing is that the level we're going is going to be just expansive, not just podcasting. So we're going to be. So let's recap. BPEP is a nonprofit organization that we're going to be doing things for the community, reentry programs for people that are being acclimated, getting them back to work, being back to their families. Getting them back to their families, getting them into real estate, buying property efficiently, effectively, and legally, all of those things. And we're also going to be doing things like getting people back, I guess, more acclimated to their spirituality, getting them reconnected with God or whatever they want to be. We're going to be bridging the gap between different races, and especially, but we're going to work with our race first, Black race. We're starting with us. So those are things we're going to be doing. We're going to really be honing in on our youth. We want to bring up these kings and queens of the world. And we want to start from them, from the root to the fruit, asking them holistically, who are they? So that's what we're doing. So BPEP, be on the lookout for that. We're going to send all that stuff in our notifications and in our bios. You're going to see all of that stuff on our social media handles. You'll start seeing that stuff pop up, BPEP and all the other derivatives that come with that. Again, if you need us to speak in one of your engagements, the host, we got your black. If you need us to help you with whatever you're going on, we got your black. If you need her to help you with some life coaching skills, we got your black. If you need motivation, we got your black. If you need entertainment, we are a full-fledged entertainment company. Again, we come with all types of elements, surprises, gifts and surprises, all type of things. So we're plugging ourselves. We want you to know that we're not just Mitchell and Mitchell Sip and Spill, even though that is all, everything. Mitchell and Mitchell Sip and Spill is a lot of stuff, but I don't want to put us in the box, okay? So be looking out for that. And follow us, like and subscribe, all of those type of things. And we're building the team. Oh, I want to put out there, if there are anybody out there that have any type of skills in production, videography, sound, anything like that, we're looking to hire people. We're looking to hire people full time, to hire us with our show, but not just with our show. We have a facility to help us organize our place and our space as we move forward with our nonprofit and with our for-profit with Mitchell and Mitchell LLC. So we're looking for that. If you know somebody who's interested, we even offer internships or whatever. We're going to be doing that as well. So get at us, hit us on our inbox and our emails at mitchell22@gmail.com. Send us an email. Let us know that you're interested and hit us on our inbox.
All right. Well, that's it. We will definitely see you guys. Check us out next Saturday live. And again, we'll be coming to you, and check us out throughout the week. We'll be posting what we're doing, where we at, and we are on all platforms. All platforms. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Threads. I ain't did nothing with Threads. I like saying this because it just sounds funny to say all these different things. YouTube, obviously, Snapchat. So we're on all of those different things. We got to get back cracking on our social media is a son of a gun. But we really want you to hone in on our YouTube channel, which you are here right now, and our Facebook. We really appreciate you guys. Listen, are you good? Congratulations. Love y'all. So proud of you too. That's by Money Mitchell. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. All you guys, I apologize. But thank you guys. I appreciate you, all of you, for rocking with us. We like you. We love you. We want more of you. And it's been real and it's been fun. And every time I do our show, every time we get together, every time we get a chance to talk to you guys and express, even through hard situations. This was a tough one. We had to go through a couple of things, but we're here and we love you. We like you, love you, want more of you. Remember that. It's been real, it's been fun. As always. Even though, man, that seems like sometimes. It's always real motherfucking fun. Holla back. Peace, y'all. Peace.